Hello YouTube, family, friends, relatives. This is Janak Bhagat coming with another video with Reiki healing. Today's video is going to be on spirituality. What is spirituality? The journey of being spiritual. It is a very vast subject. It's a very confusing subject, and it is a subject that has a lot of philosophies, a lot of biased information. So today we are going to send Reiki to see how we can help ourselves, our higher self, and how we can be able to heal best with spiritual awakening. So one thing to note about spiritual path or the spiritual journey, everybody has their different ways to enter the spiritual path. There are many methods to reach a spiritual awareness. The goal is what is important. Why are you being spiritual? Why are you starting the spiritual journey? You must have a goal, because the ultimate goal is enlightenment. But why are we looking for a spiritual life? Is it because we want a balanced lifestyle? Is it because we want a holistic approach to our life? What is it that we are searching for? So first, I thank myself for being here. I thank Reiki for being here. I thank all my spiritual guides for being here. I thank the person watching this video for being here. I cast aside my ego and I request for you to do the same. So in making this video, this is the fourth time I'm retaking this video, and every time I've taken this video I've ended up deleting it. So let's see how this video goes. Spirituality is something that our soul needs. It's something that our soul needs, and a spiritual path needs particular set of principles. Now, I am not a professional in this. I am simply a Reiki healer, and this is how my journey began and how it's going on. So I will share my experiences with you, and if it helps you with the healing, and hopefully you can pick up what is important for you. How do we enhance our spiritual journey? That is the question. There was a video I had made on psychic gifts / spiritual gifts, and why I said that they are a byproduct of your spiritual journey. That is number one. Now, in our Gita, this is our Gita, we have particular processes that are written here that are meant for a spiritual journey. Now, if you don't follow this, that's okay. What you can do is simply follow what you feel is right after what you hear me out. So we have the yoga of knowledge. So knowledge basically can help you in your spiritual journey. Gain as much knowledge as you can on what interests you, because what interests you is going to make you more spiritual, because you will be in the present moment when doing it. Then there is yoga of action, meaning to actually do the work, right? Then there is a more extreme version, which is the yoga of renunciation, whereby you leave your family, friends, relatives and everybody, go into the mountains, meditate and reach enlightenment. Then there is yoga of self-discipline, whereby you have your disciplines that you follow, your rules that you make and you follow, which will lead you to your spiritual path. Then there is wisdom, meaning you have to have that perspective and wisdom of choosing what is right from wrong. Then there is yoga of divine manifestation, which is where you get guidance from a higher being. And of course there is yoga of vision of the cosmic form, which is similar to getting information from higher beings, from God. Then there is the yoga of devotion, whereby you devote yourself to a particular deity or God or energy, and they lead you to your spiritual path. And then there is the left hand path, which is the division between the divine and the demonic endowments, whereby we can put tantra, agoris and all that into that category, rituals, magic and all these things. And then there is faith and liberation. So these are the different topics that are in this book that are related to a spiritual path and a spiritual journey. Now this is if you follow the path of religion with spirituality. Of course there are other methods without involving religion in spiritual life, which is simply meditation with no form. You can use a fire, you can use incense sticks, you can even use a rock if you please, right? That is for your spiritual path. You don't need a figurine, you don't need any type of God photo or anything. You just need yourself to be present. If you don't want the fire in front of you, that's okay. You don't need nothing. You just sit and close your eyes in a meditative form. This can be also your spirituality. Then we have spirituality that is guided by a guru, which is the one that I said previously. You devote yourself to a guru, whereby they will take you into higher realms of yourself. This is when you don't know anything in your spiritual journey. Now it's not a must for all this to happen. What's more important is how far have you reached in your journey? Are you just beginning? If so, then there has to be a set of principles made by you so that you can abide by them. This is how I started my journey. Okay, so before all this, as we have started to channel the Reiki energy, we are going to be sending Reiki energy so that you can find your spiritual path. Okay, I'll be using some powerful master symbols. So if you are someone who is sensitive to energy, then if you feel ungrounded after this session, walk barefoot, and you can have a bath with salt water and you will feel better. So I began my healing journey in 2008. In 2008, I had decided that I want to find a good path to take, because I was more oriented to psychic abilities, and because I was in this spot where I wanted to know what is happening to others so that I can help them, and what was happening to me so I can help others. So I thought maybe if I get spiritual powers, then I can be able to help myself and others. And in that process, I'd lost my way, and I went into the left hand path, which is to be very ritualistic, magic, having encounters with spirit entities. And this went on for quite a bit of time, actually, because I had a very egoistic approach to spirituality. This is what it is, right? It happens this way. When you are young, you are always egoistic. You always want to go chest first without thinking. And as you age and as you experience spirituality, you kind of calm down. It's like when we started this flame, it was really bright, and then it goes, it calms down, it's there, and then slowly it dies out. And so spirituality is like this. Once you're beginning, you feel like you're doing something really amazing, and it's something really classy, you know. And as things go by and you realize that what you're supposed to be doing is something completely different. So when I started, my first Reiki attunement was back in the beginning of 2009, because I first found out about it in 2008, somewhere mid-year. And so I decided to do Reiki. I decided to do Reiki because I wanted spiritual powers, not because I was a spiritual person. Little did I know that I was entering into a very vast journey, which sometimes feels has no end. And so we want to send Reiki at this moment so that you can find your path. What should you do? What process or technique should you start to grow spiritually in your spiritual path? Is it a religious path? Is it a meditative path? Is it energy healing? Is it simply sitting in one place? Is it renunciation? What is it? What vibes with you? And then we can make the principles. So release any tension that you may have. Stretch your body to let the new energies come in. So at around 2015, I decided that I want to change my spiritual path, because the path that I was in, I was not happy with. And by then, I had already done my level 2 of Reiki, and my vibrations were raising, basically, because I was practicing Reiki. And so some of the things I did, I kind of like stopped believing in them. And as the years went by, I realized that what I was doing, it works to a certain extent, but it's not going to take me to where I want to be, because I want to be at peace. I want to be happy. I want to be a person that is just whole. I didn't want tension. I didn't want stress. I didn't want to stress over my spirituality. I wanted it to be natural, you see. And I was trying to be unnatural by doing things that were not connecting with me. And so I decided that I would like to follow a more simpler path. And so now we want to send energy for you so that you can find a simple way to your spiritual path, instead of complicating it with things that we don't know and things that we have half learnt. See, by lighting an incense stick and oil lamp doesn't make it a religious pattern. A religious pattern comes when you start doing prayers. But simply lighting an incense stick and lighting a candle lamp, or a devo or a lamp, oil lamp or a candle, doesn't make it religious. What this is, what I have done, this is a process, a principle for me. Whenever I do a healing or whenever I do some meditation, the first thing I do is an incense stick and the lamp. The scientific reason for a lamp is, the symbolism is very simple. When it's dark, you need light. So lighting this oil lamp is simply saying that I'm lighting light in the ignorance that I have. That is the only reason why an oil lamp is being lit, because we are lighting this lamp to burn our ignorance so that we can grow spiritually. This is wisdom, you see. It's not religious. And I follow my own set of principles. Before I started all this, I was a non-vegetarian. I used to drink alcohol. And as I began Reiki, not everybody will change. This was me. This was my journey with Reiki. As I did Reiki, slowly by slowly, I started to feel bad when I was eating meat. And so I used to feel sad and I used to start crying at some point. So I stopped eating non-veg. And then came alcohol. So I simply let it go. Just after a few, last year is when I began again to have a bit of beer. And that is simply because I was suffering from kidney stones. And apparently beer is good for that. I had to go for an operation. And after that, I began once a month having one bottle of a beer, so that I don't need to go for the operation every now and then. It clears the urinary tract, and I do my Reiki healing on it, and now I don't take any medications for my kidney stones. This is the only medicine I have is the beer and my Reiki. But no more non-veg. Why I stopped non-vegetarian food? See, as I did Reiki on myself, I learned that each and every type of being or food has its energy. And so when we do Reiki, we are enhancing these perceptions of life. A carrot has its type of energy. A salad has its type of energy. A chicken or a fish has its type of energy. Okay, that does not mean I'm asking you to stop eating non-veg. You can eat non-veg as much as you want. This was me and my spirituality. Your spirituality can be different. When you meditate, you are raising your vibration. You don't know what sort of vibration a fruit, a vegetable, or an animal has when it was dying. When you eat that food, it is carrying that type of energy. Even vegetables, same thing. And that is why in the olden days, the rishis and the sages used to eat fresh food. It never used to stay in the fridge. As soon as they get it out from the farm, they have made their food and they ate. That is why their lifespan was even much more higher than nowadays. So this is one of the path of spirituality, having fresh food, because when you are in the farm, you are removing this type of food from the ground and it is straight away getting cooked. This can lead your spirituality as well. Just by eating fresh food, you can be more spiritual. It's simple, and it may even not sound logical to some of us, but it is one of the truths. If you see nowadays, people are dying at a very young age, or people are getting sick at a very young age. People are getting type 2 diabetes, type 1 diabetes, pressure, high blood pressure, cholesterol, uric acid, all these vitamin deficiencies. And yet we are eating all sorts of foods. We are eating vegetables, we are eating fruits, we are eating non-veg, but still we are facing these issues. Why is it that we are facing these issues? There is too much of food that is not fresh. We are eating stale food and stale energy. So when we eat stale energy, our energy becomes stale, and hence your get up for spirituality, chances of you growing in your spirituality are dying out. And so we have to try to eat the most fresh foods. That's why now there's a whole new set of organic foods, and still it's not fresh, some of it. You see, it's still packed and packed and packed and packed. And so we want to try to get as fresh as possible, because this is what is going to make your spirituality increase. So we want you to find your spirituality. What should you do so that your spiritual path can grow? Is it a type of yoga? Meaning yoga is processes or techniques or steps to do something. Is it devotion? Is it finding a guru? Or is it meditating? Is it doing a mantra with a rosary? Is it sitting in front of an oil lamp? What is it that will vibe with you so that you can grow spiritually? This is what we want you to find today in this healing session. So for me, for those who are interested to know, what vibed with me? First, in the beginning, the left-hand path, because I wanted a lot of spiritual powers and psychic phenomenon and all these things. And I was very much engrossed in all that, and not actually doing anything spiritual. Then back in 2015, when I decided to stop everything, I began with proper Reiki healing on my chakras, and raising, somehow that helped me come out of that position that I was in. And then I realized my true purpose in spirituality, which was to devote myself to a guru. And that needs faith, and because whenever you follow a guru, they shake your belief systems so much, and so that just to test your faith in them. So my guru is spiritual. He is not in the present world physically. He is there spiritually, and I am now completely, I follow him in the sense that his teachings is what I try to abide by. But to reach that stage, I had to go through a refining process and to make my own rules, like for example, no eating of non-veg, no having alcohol, eating foods that are fresh. Whenever I start meditation, I must do an incense stick and a oil lamp. I must wear a type of robe and not just wear any type of clothes. Why? Because I like this. It's telling me in my mind that I'm now going into a state of relaxation. So this is what I need. This is my symbolism that I need to begin my spiritual path. And then it's practice. You have to practice every day, and that will make you grow spiritually. And then to read books that are spiritual in nature, because that is what I want to feed my mind. Because if I feed my mind a spiritual book versus a book that is fiction, then I would learn more of fiction than more of philosophy and spirituality. And you'll find yourself in 5 years time or 6 years time, you feel more at peace. Then I decided to do Reiki as my spiritual journey. This is my ultimate or my primary mode of spirituality. So what is yours? That is the question. What would you like to do that will symbolize to you that this is your spirituality? Because end of the day, we want to be in a present state. So when I do Reiki, I am trying to make myself go into the present mode. When I do meditation, I am trying to bring myself into the present mode. Pretty much like when you see a snake, when you're walking and you see a snake right in front of you standing, you are in fear, you're completely frozen, but you're also present at that moment. But that presence is of fear. We don't want to be in fear. We want to be in a happy state of mind. And that is the real present moment. That is what brings enlightenment. That type of state of mind can bring you enlightenment. Unfortunately, we are never there. We are always on this side or this side or this side or this side. We are never in the center. And when we practice any sort of spirituality techniques such as meditation, rosaries, mala, prayer, devotion, bhakti, karma yoga, all these types of things, energy healing, tai chi, qigong, all these things, we are trying to come into the present moment, because this is what we believe will take us to a higher state of mind. So this Reiki healing that we are doing today is for this exactly. We are trying to help you come to this state of mind, because this is where everything happens. Release any stress and tension that you may have in your body, and accept this Reiki healing. There is a good flow of energy, but there is also partly resistance. So I would request you to place your hands on your heart center like this and simply receive Reiki with me. So there's a lot of debates and a lot of complications in spiritual life. That is why we've been guided to always try to follow a higher being or a guru that is genuine. Unfortunately, we are not that wise enough to perceive a wise guru, and so we get stranded in our journey. That is why I decided to follow a guru that is in the spiritual realm, not in the physical realm. This was one of my primary reasons that I follow Sai Baba instead of any other person. And in the journey, I have told myself, if I get a dream while Baba is in this dream, and if he tells me that this is the person you are supposed to follow or listen to, then I will follow him. Otherwise, I will not follow. That is how I kept it in my heart, mind and soul. And so if I don't get a dream, then I will keep on following his teachings only. So what abides by you? What is good for you? This is what we want. I've been repeating this the whole video because I want you to realize your spiritual path, what you should be doing. I feel this video will have a lot of parts to it as we go. This will be simply part 1, and as we go further, we'll have more parts of this video. So for now is to find out what we want in our spiritual path. When we spiritually grow, we start to get different perceptions, and some of our psychic abilities come in. These psychic abilities are there for us to perceive, to become wise, to become knowledgeable in our journey, because there is a lot of Maya/illusion in the spiritual world. And we need these psychic abilities as our compass to direct us to where we stand and where not to go and where to go. That is why these abilities are there. Unfortunately, we've been using them on different issues in life. But this is the reason of a spiritual gift. Why God has kept this spirituality and spiritual gifts. They are actually for us to perceive our higher self. That's how we are supposed to use our gifts. So I hope this video has helped you, and hopefully I will be able to make another video soon on this subject, because this subject is very deep and very vast, and it has a lot of diversions. It has yoga, it has energy healing, it has devotion, it has karma yoga, bhakti yoga, and yoga of renunciation, yoga of liberation. There is a lot of stuff in this whole subject. And then there is just you, simple you, sitting and meditating quietly, focusing on your breath. No idols, no lamps, no incense sticks, nothing. Simply you in your position of meditation. So I hope this video helps you find out what you want in your spiritual path. See you next time.